What if one industry could generate millions of manufacturing and service jobs right here in America? One industry offering hope and economic opportunity to small towns that have no airline service. An industry that strengthened America's businesses, enhancing productivity and competitiveness. An industry that provided emergency relief to neighbors and communities in times of crisis. What if one industry could do all this? Well, one industry that's an essential part of our nation's economy already does. It's business aviation. But what exactly is business aviation, and what kinds of companies typically use it?
Our company is called Names and Numbers, and we are located in Pittsburgh, Kansas. And we publish telephone books for about 60 markets throughout the Midwest. We work in 11 states, serve about 4 million households, and we have about 250 employees. Having a business airplane helps us compete in a dramatic way because it's such a time machine. It allows us to do things we otherwise could not do. On a Sunday morning, about 9 o'clock in the morning, I received a phone call that we had an opportunity about 700 miles away that was going to expire soon. We were in the air an hour later, and the meeting was at 1:30 down in Texas. We arrived at 1:15, conducted the meeting, and were successful in the day. And our competition arrived to compete with us the following morning by airline, and it was already a done deal.
Names and Numbers is like tens of thousands of other enterprises that rely on a business airplane. In fact, studies have shown time and again that the use of a business airplane is a sign of a well-managed company. 95% of the world's most innovative companies, 95% of the world's best brands, and 90% of the best corporate citizens all use a business airplane. And the story of business aviation is about more than what it does for the companies that use it. It's also a story about jobs. The manufacturers that build the aircraft are major employment centers in towns where they're located.
The aviation industry in our town of Wichita and Cessna specific has enormous impact because it provides really high-paying jobs in the manufacturing sector. So our employees that are building airplanes are skilled trades, and they are huge contributors to the community because of that wage that they're able to make. On top of that, we also have a large number of technical and professional people who are designers, our IT folks, who are the innovators of new products. And those folks also are very, very, not only skilled, but very well paid for the professions that they're in.
In fact, general aviation manufacturing is one of the few industries that contributes positively to the nation's trade balance. And along with the jobs business aviation creates in the manufacturing sector are those generated through flight support. The pilots, maintenance technicians, schedulers and dispatchers, training professionals, aircraft brokers, insurers and fixed base operators, and the people working at charter and maintenance facilities like this family-owned operation at Centennial Airport in Colorado.
Originally we were at Stapleton Airport in Denver, and we moved to Centennial in 1993 when the new Denver airport was being built. And that's how we came to be at Centennial. We started off as a very small family business. We now have 16 aircraft, 63 employees, operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we never close.
In fact, officials in communities across the country point to the local airports used by business aviation as a gateway that helps companies in their towns gain access to opportunities across the country and even around the world. Centennial Airport, located in the Denver metropolitan area, is just one example of how an airport serves as an economic engine in its community. Centennial generates nearly 10,500 jobs and $900 million in economic output.
Centennial Airport is the backbone to prosperity in this part of the Denver metropolitan area. We have 23 business parks that surround this airport, over 6,000 businesses that comprise 25% of the gross domestic product in the state of Colorado. So we really contribute to the prosperity, to employment, and many other factors that make this area such a vibrant area.
Lots of jobs. General aviation creates lots of jobs. They're high-quality jobs, they're high-paying jobs, they're jobs that people seek out. At the end of the day, we employ a lot of people, create a huge payroll for the state, large tax advantage for the county because we're occupying buildings which are on the tax rolls. We're bringing people in the county which buy nice houses which are on the tax rolls. So it's an economic snowball that's good for everybody involved.
At Mayo Aviation, we employ 63 full-time professionals comprised of 30 pilots, 14 maintenance technicians, 12 administrators, and 7 flight coordinators or schedulers.
Of course, the jobs involved in business aviation go well beyond those located at an airport, supporting employment in the surrounding towns and communities.
There are the support jobs, so all the mechanics, the people that support the aircraft, the pilots. I mean, those are all people that live here, pay taxes, support our schools, etc. Then there are all the accessory businesses, the restaurants, you know, so the folks that where the executives spend money, where the support staff spend money, those all benefit from having the airport there. But still, I say the single most important thing is that ability to attract world-class businesses because they want to be next to a world-class airport.
There's yet another benefit to business aviation, one most people don't even think about. The airplanes used by companies often provide flights to help people and communities in times of need, to get patients or trauma victims to treatment centers, to transport organs or blood, to respond to natural disasters.
Business aviation played an incredible role in the response to the earthquake in Haiti. We've flown over 750 flights. We've moved 4,000 people into and out of the region and transported 1.5 million pounds of supplies, which is pretty commendable on an effort that was all volunteer and donated from the aviation community itself. We found that we've done, in the first 30 days, we did 3 times what the Red Cross did in terms of numbers of people put on the ground, and over 10% of what the U.S. military did.
You can write a check and the dollars that you give, they could be washed down by administrative costs and, you know, and I like to have the dollar hit the street. And by taking 16 docks directly to the front door of Haiti, it just had the biggest benefit from my standpoint. The docks that I took down have been trying to arrange a ride for a good solid week and a half, and I literally was their only alternative. And that's why I think that everybody that is in business and has an aircraft to be able to donate their time and their equipment for an effort like that is just, it's just the most effective way to deliver aid to whatever country or whatever situation develops.
When you think about it, business aviation is a great story, one that touches many lives in many different and meaningful ways, supporting citizens, companies, and communities. Simply put, business aviation is essential today.
If you look at the global economy and the need for trade policies, this is an industry that really is helping the United States in its trade endeavors, and one that I think continues to get overlooked. And then you take beyond that the 1.2 million jobs that are created in business aviation. With that alone comes a $53 billion payroll that occurs on an annual basis. And you know, that is a huge multiplier to this economy, and it's an industry that's not just a startup industry. It's one that has long roots and needs to continue to be fostered and grown to help America get back up on its feet.
Highlighting the many ways business aviation is at work for America is the central mission of the No Plane, No Gain advocacy campaign. The campaign is jointly sponsored by the General Aviation Manufacturers Association and the National Business Aviation Association. To learn more, visit the campaign's website, noplanenogain.org.